I had the same little blonde ringlets in my baby pictures, you know, just. And you must have had the same little ringlets, because you had curly hair. So your hair must have looked a lot like that when you were young, you know, very, very curly everywhere. Do you have any pictures, or did Yaya ever say? You must have had curly ringlets everywhere.
I must have.
You must have had ringlets. Because I know, I've seen pictures of you when you were young, and your hair, I mean, you have it all neatly combed and everything in those photos, but it's curly. Your hair was really curly. And look at the next one. Oh, so there we are, walking downtown. We went down to the High Line is this park that they built. I guess you'll see better in a minute. There used to be on the west side in New York, down below Greenwich, no, above Greenwich Village, from about 14th Street up until where the rail comes across the Hudson to go into Penn Station in the like 34th Street. Mm-hmm. So from 34th Street, the rail line used to make a left-hand turn and go down toward the tip of Manhattan, not all the way down, at the second story level. And you can still see the old buildings there where the rail lines go into the second floor and then come out the other side of the building, because that was a manufacturing, or maybe they did meat packing there, and like they'd bring, what would they be bringing in? Cattle or something, and then but in any case, they've taken the old rail lines and made it into a park at the second floor level. That's just a little higher than that, must be the third floor level. So, because the traffic all goes under it, and then you walk along this park, or as Elizabeth's doing in this picture, she's walking on the old railroad line. She thought that was a nice, I don't know why it fascinated her, toddlers are funny. But so you walk along and through the buildings, which have been turned into fancy upscale restaurants and condominiums and hotels, 2 stories above the street, in this very pretty park with all this. See, there she is walking through one of the buildings. That's, I guess that one hasn't been converted yet. It's still dark, but some of them have already been turned into hotels and whatnot. And you know, then you come outside and they have grass and some small trees planted. It's kind of nice. There she is with Paul. Oh, there they are. You see, walking along through this park. See, they've got trees, and she's, well, anyway, that's what she looks like. So she'll be here next month for Thanksgiving. And she's with Yoni. Probably would have curls if he let his hair grow, but he doesn't. Oh, all dressed up. And that's Emily's mom. That's the fancy new playground on Cambridge Common. And Cambridge Common has had a playground for a long time. You know, you used to walk over with us when Yoni and Benjamin were that age, and we lived just a couple of blocks from the Common. But it's gotten fancier. Cambridge is fancier. The playground is fancier. There she is. They have a sort of a river of mud. You see what they do? There's a water feature, and it runs in, and then it makes like a little river at waist height. Well, maybe shoulder height for a toddler and knee height for a grown-up, but you know, so that you can make sand castles in the mud and then you know, get really, really messy. Oh, and that's the toy store near her house. It has this. It's filled with balls, and you can climb in. It's like a little baby cage, and you can, if you actually let the toddler climb in and keep an eye on the toddler, you can like buy some toys while the baby is kept busy. It's not a bad strategy. This is one of her things. She likes to organize everything. So here she is in her little giraffe pajamas, and she's lining up all of her stuffed toys in the little space between the crib and the wall. Just, you know, I don't know if she's going to be a drill sergeant when she grows up, or but she likes everything to be organized. I had a big centerpiece this weekend of gourds, you know, orange gourds, the kind that are nubbly and all interesting. And she wanted it she had made a whole game. She kept taking them out of the basket and putting them in a perfect row, you know, and then she would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 3, 1, 2, 3, the way babies count, because she's got all the numbers, but she doesn't quite get them in order yet. It's very cute. So, oh, little raincoat with Emily in their apartment. Well, I guess we did all the pictures of you all. Anyway, she's very cute. There she is, just being silly. She's a very cheerful little person.